Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22. It's career mode. This is episode 61, and we're at Strade, Bianche, first objective of the year, and we really prepared well for this one. Unfortunately, only two of the riders actually took to the preparation, and they were right where they're expected to be with +5s, and there was 3 more +2s that were expected. So we came nowhere near the expected race day conditions today, unfortunately, but we will make the best of it. Part of it is on the weather, as the weather is pretty awful today, so we'll do our best. Now, the good news is the two guys that have taken to it are two of the favorites for us. And of course, that's why they had the objective and the fitness peak and everything, setting them up for today, because we needed them to be at their best for today. Strade Bianche, by the way, it is my favorite non-monument, should be monument. It's a race that hasn't even been around that long, but it is just an incredible race. Really, really enjoy this one, and this is the version of it that does count the gravel as cobbled sectors. The original version that they built, that Strade built, it's all just visual. The modders remade this one and it cycles between the two, but the modded version, as Peters goes down. 7 riders now, 10 riders making their way back as there's a team leader here in this group. Nichols, meanwhile, is probably pushing tempo up here, isn't he? No, not really. There's a hard chase on the breakaway right now. So Peters is here as the off chance that it was the non-cobbled sector version of this race. As he's got a very weak cobble rating, but great sprinter, great puncher otherwise. It is 1 and 2 star sectors though, so there is a small chance that he could still feature in the sprint at the end of this race. But with the +1, and you can see just how much he's struggling here at the back end of the group as it is. Now in the very near future, I've got to get to the front and manage what's going on with the race. See, Peters is not even getting forward. I mean, he's going backwards right now. He's got a 76 downhill, and yet he was going backwards through that sector. We're trying to get him up there without burning all of his energy to get him there. Somebody else is also going backwards. That's Bach. Bach, why don't you, with your -2, go ahead and protect Peters and help him get forward. Vandenberg, got to get you back in position, as you are definitely one of our favorites, but again, the same problem of not a good mountain rating, not great on the hills, not great on the cobbles, but a top sprinter. Nichols has got to be the leader. So let's go ahead and protect these two while they're here. See them get back in position, and Vandenberg will have to make back on his own for now, and Peters, okay, he's coming through. 136k, we're going to send somebody, probably Bach, to get water here fairly soon, as he's the back end, so go ahead and take care of that since you're back there. And we're slowly getting our guys back in position. The biggest climb of the day is coming up here in a little bit. There's a lot of undulation as you go through, and you see we have a Peloton that is still completely ticked off about the breakaway. Sam Omen is going really deep here. I mean, he looks like these guys look like they're riding at least 90 plus right now to try to chase down a breakaway that themselves are just now reaching a 2-minute gap. Are we going to sit up a little bit? It looks like we might, just in time as some more riders come forward. But yeah, you can see how his 89 suddenly goes right to the front of the field. Bach back with the water, right in time, 120k to go. We only have one more time that we're going to have to do that. It's going to allow us to recover a little bit. gap out to 420. And we'll slow it down somewhat as we go through our next group of gravel sectors. Bach only recovered slightly. I think Peters is going to be used to protect Vandenberg here fairly soon, as I don't think Peters is going to do terribly well under today's circumstances. Okay, we are roughly halfway through this race. That breakaway of 10 is starting to split up. And the peloton is slowly getting smaller here. We're seeing some yo-yoing happening right now. Bach's nearly done. We're going to have to get him out the back quickly. Well, not that quickly. Got 91k. Water's not coming up that soon. Just got to make sure he's not dragging at the back end of the peloton when the time comes. Peloton splits. 79, now 56 left. It's getting smaller. This relentless pace that we've had. I mean, it lifted there for a little while, but not by much. And not for terribly long. I mean, it was about 30k of a little bit of break, but you saw, like Peters, Bach didn't really recover through there, and it's leading to splits. And then those splits behind, they don't have the firepower, they don't have the strength to pull it back. So we see one group regain contact, but for the most part, the peloton is getting smaller and smaller right now. Through this flat sector was definitely their best chance to get back up here. And only seeing the one group regain contact. Now there's another 20 that are close, but then anybody else, the other almost half of the peloton is got to be gone on a permanent basis now. 71k to go. Bach, we are going to get out the back. Bach's done, so get him to get out the back, and then we'll set him to auto. Arietta with a crash. That's going to leave him out of the group. So he's out. No way he's getting back. At least he's okay. Bach, 19, and I can't. He's barely behind Mikkels. Is Mikkels that bad of a climber? There we go. He's out. He's with Arietta. Put those two together. That's fine. Arietta trying to regain contact here. As we go through the undulation here, we're going to be at the high point momentarily. That'll be our best time to get water, as we'll be largely descending into the next gravel sector. But the steeper part here of this San Martino climb is right now. Oh, not quite. Here's where it is. There's the hill as we wind our way up. But Mikkels, McKellar, Vandenberg way too far back here. We need to just kind of turn everything up for this group. Arietta, chasing, not that far behind. I really don't want him dragging a whole bunch of guys up here, but there he goes, doing just that. Arietta, protect. Oh gosh, nobody's even on any of these guys right now. This is a group of 18. Somebody says that a rider is down. Back together. Vandenberg's right there, so go ahead and protect Vandenberg. This is where we need the water to happen, but now all of a sudden we're not in contact. EF is chasing. But are they chasing well enough, as they lost some ground there? Okay, let's go for the two group effect here. Arietta, get water. And then Peters, get water, and then he'll protect Huggins. I don't think Peters is going to be around at the end of this thing. He's a strong enough climber that he's not getting dropped as fast as other guys with the low. But that low cobble rating is draining him out, and Huggins is looking nice and fresh. He can't even get the water. There he goes. Okay. So, protect. And these guys are still just behind. Not for this little hill, but I think I want to try to do something with these 4 to get back up there because the gap is going the wrong direction for sure. So if we're going to get anybody back in there, we're not dragging that many guys forward for one thing. But we've got to try 50k out. I think we'll set about an 87. Nichols, obviously the favorite here. I think we need to just use up Vandenberg now. He's the weaker climber of the group. But McKellar's probably looking the weakest. All these negatives. Not useful. Not terribly helpful. Arietta did really good on his bid to get forward, and he would have a lot more energy. I think his climbing is more useful right now.
The riders really should pay more attention to their choice of tires.
There's the Peloton, but it's splitting off riders left and right. So McKellar just chase. Technically we just made contact, but there they go. Made contact with the back half that's getting, dropped rider by rider. And you can see how Vandenberg and Arietta are struggling a little bit through here. And that's it for McKellar and Peters. Hoggins. This is the Peloton. Hoggins' effort up, especially since we are leaving you alone at the moment. Keller's still here, but this group's thinning as we are pushing. Okay, on to Arietta. Vandenberg's done now as well. Mickles is still fine, but lost contact. Not strong enough as a climber. So this might be a solo run here for Hoggins quite soon.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
He's got nothing left, even waiting a moment. These guys are going to pass right on by, so Nichols now on his own, and he's just going to have to ride on with these guys for a little bit. Go ahead and wait. You're on your own. Might as well take a rest. Wait a few seconds. There you go. Let's take these two and put them on a low relay. And then Nichols. Nichols will just follow. Sit on and wait for a chance when we hit the next group of sectors to see if they can't get back up there. But oh, Hoggins, what the hell happened, buddy? This is now the Peloton. Hoggins got dropped, and this is now, well, was seen as the Peloton. Now it's seen as a breakaway. Peloton's way behind us.
Thank goodness everyone else escaped unhurt. A rider has just thrown in the towel.
Ton of escape groups. So now we have both of our key guys here. Both of our key guys are here. So now we have the whole group. And we are well behind the front of the field.
There's reports of a group of riders taking a tumble, but apparently
We're going to have to wait until we hit that next sector and then start trying to make up some ground. Split the group up, and Peters, Arietta, just doing as much as they can. Keep up pace, but it's going out. It's going out. There's 2 minutes between us and the next group ahead of us. This race is not going well, folks. Not going well. Nichols and Hoggins have plenty of left. Here we go. This is going to be it. Arietta, get behind him. And then, well, Nichols is the sprinter. If we're going to have any chance, it's got to be with Nichols. More just random undulation for right now. So Peters, stay how you are. Just keep trying to contribute something. Alright, Hoggins, let's go, bud. these two are done. They're going to get dropped. They're not even dropping anybody else, but that's what happens when you're the one doing the work. All right, Hoggins, let's go. Foot down. Dustfeld, Smith with us. Not the only ones pushing here, but be very surprised if this group is not all split up here in a moment. Two riders dropped, and of course we know who that is.
15 kilometers to the finish line.
Now it's actually splitting down to 9. And we come very quickly back to this group ahead of us. We catch 2 riders there. All right, now there are just 2 groups left ahead. Oh, gosh. No, there's still 21 riders ahead. We are only barely in the top 25 right now. Hoggins going deep. We can get red bar back for Mickles to have a sprint, but Hoggins has just got to, I think he's just got to go 99 and drag this thing. He's got no red bar. Just drag this thing forward as best he can for as long as he can to set up Mickles for something as we catch another group. So how are we doing on that front now? Hard to say exactly how many are left out there, but it's still about 15, I'd say, at least. All those guys that were with us, only one left. Smith, the only one. Smith isn't even that great, but we catch another group here. But things continue to split ahead of us. 1s and 2s. Hoggins continues to drag us forward.
5 kilometers to the finish line.
He has that little red bar. That's the hurtful thing. 4 more that we can catch here.
The riders are in a portion above 10%.
You're already on auto. Okay, just making sure. Go ahead and gel though. Let's get Nichols gel going. 4K to go. We caught the next group. And there's, what, 5 riders left? Or plus 1 at the front? 5 or 6 riders left? Are we into a chance for the top 10, or is there a larger group at the front? 2K to go. 2K to go. Hoggins on the attack. It's a solo victory for Mark Hershey, but can Mickles overcome this group to get a little bit higher up the order? It's not going to be a top 5, as the top 5's already decided. Top 6 already decided. Sprint, Mickles, sprint for 7th place. Pretty damn good recovery ride to get 7th, you gotta say. But my oh my, what a rough race that was for us. We had 2 guys in good race day condition, and everything just started falling apart pretty quick. That was an intense race. Hoggins recovers for 13th. I don't know what happened with Hoggins on why he was dropped from the group, and that's the problem with managing more than one group. That is why because I do not like to pause and micromanage much at all, because it does hurt the flow of a video. Okay, so for that sake, I like to keep things moving, and that's why I try to manage everything from one group. That's why I don't like putting riders in the break, because it really interrupts the flow. Here, in this case, we had Hoggins essentially the man in the break that we were trying to leave to his own devices to stay put in the group, while we were trying to bring, most of the team was just behind, almost in reach, and we were clawing our way back. Ultimately, we did claw our way back, but what happened with Hoggins, why Hoggins got dropped, no idea. And that really ruined any chances that we had of a high finish, because we were trying to drag guys to support Hoggins, and then Hoggins ended up coming back to the group, which left us way behind and chasing. So getting all the way back up to 7th is pretty good. It's not a top 5, it's not a top 3, that's not going to be a great evaluation. I don't remember what the objective was. We'll be fine on objectives throughout the year. We are having a great season so far, and that's still a decent finish. Short episode today, though, as this is the one and done, but I love Strade Bianche, and that was exciting, at least. difficult recovery ride, but hey, I mean, I think we were outside the top 40 there at as soon as Hoggins fell back, and so getting back up into the top 10 is pretty dang good. It was nice to see us flying past group after group after group. It is nice to have that situation every once in a while, even if it's not necessarily the situation you want to be in. That's going to do it for this one on Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.